Hello, welcome to Eden Hope Academy. I'm Kim. We are on cycle 1, week number 6, and I'm so glad that you're here. We're going to start out with our Bible verse. And remember, a cycle at Eden Hope Academy, we're like a spiral. So we learn about something, then we go back in time and we discuss how it all linked together. And then we might go ahead in time a little bit, but we're spiraling around so that we remember that history is kind of dynamic, and that history, that we can learn so much by seeing the different parts of history and how they work together. So we're going to go back just a little bit and we're going to talk about Methuselah. And you did a timeline card on him, so you should know all about him. So let's throw up our Bible. And we have Methuselah lived a total of 969 years. And when he died, his grandson Noah built an ark. Now think about that. Methuselah was very pleasing to the Lord. Methuselah was someone who was following the Lord, who was very pleasing to him, and he probably told his son about the Lord, and then he probably told Noah, his grandson, all about God. And that's an influence that you can have, that your parents have on you, you can have on your children can have on their children, or you can have all of these people that they influence each other in their knowledge and love of the Lord. And it's so important that we tell people about God so that we can be like Methuselah and maybe spark someone like Noah. So remember, or draw a picture of a very old Methuselah. 969 years, that's a long time to live. All right, next we have the Indus Valley people were born into caste systems. Let's sew this up. The Indus Valley people were born into caste systems that could not be changed. There were 4 main classes: the priests, the king, the peasants, and the serfs. Farmers planted rye, peas, wheat, barley, and cotton. Now remember, we have our 7 continents. We have North America, South America, Antarctica, Australia, Asia, Europe, and Africa. And we talked a lot about the Middle East, and then we talked about the Chinese, what is now the Chinese culture. And now we're going to go below China to the subcontinent. Can you guys say that? Subcontinent of India. And in the northwest portion of the subcontinent of India is a river called the Indus River. And that was where the Indus Valley people lived. By the Indus River, which is on the subcontinent of India, which is right near the subcontinent of India. So they had a system where you were born, and if you were born to a priest, then you would have plenty to eat and you'd have a house and all. But if you were born to a serf or a peasant, then you might not have that type of thing. And you couldn't possibly raise to another part. You couldn't possibly move to another area and become something else. You were stuck in your caste. And there are a lot of very small towns in India that still have sort of a caste system where they're very poor people, and they can never get out of it because the people won't even talk to them. There's even the unseeables is one of the castes that is slowly dissipating in India, and those were people that no one could see, so they would only come out and they would get garbage and things like that at night, but no one was supposed to ever see them. And so it restricts you from being who God wants you to be if you're in this type of system. So right here, I want you to draw a picture of a child growing up to be a great doctor. Think of how many people, if God has given someone the ability to be a great doctor, how many people they could save. But if people said, oh, no, you can't ever do that, they wouldn't be able to. So I want you to draw a picture of what we have, because we're so blessed to live in this country where we can do so many things. All right, so I've pretty much gone through the Link It to Me, and I want you to think how God wants to see each of his children grow and prosper, and how he's a good God who wants to see you flourish. All right, next we have science, and so I'm going to throw that up, boom. The Harappan people created cutting-edge technologies. Indoor plumbing, city planning, public sewage system breakthroughs in crafting, techniques in writing, and one of the greatest understandings of metallurgy, that means creating things with metal, of their time. So think about that. They had indoor plumbing. They had indoor plumbing at the time, let me think here, of Abraham. They had indoor plumbing. That is pretty incredible. You think way back then, we don't think about things like indoor plumbing and public sewage systems and crafting techniques and writing and things like that. They were an extremely advanced culture. It's pretty cool, isn't it? So I want you to do a timeline card on them, and I want you to find even more information about this amazing culture. And then next is geography, and remember when you memorize these, you get a stamp. The Indus Valley people lived in the Indus River, near the Indus River in northwest India, with the Mohenjo-daro on the lower Indus and the Harappa further upstream. Remember, this is a song, so that's why it's repeating. So I just want you to draw a big circle right around there, because that's where they were. So just one circle is all you need to draw. And if you've done all of these boxes for this week, then you will get your Eden Hope buck, or you'll get your stamp, which will translate into an Eden Hope dollar. Pretty cool. All right, so you've got 4 timeline cards this week. You may choose 3 of them. So you choose which one you want. My favorite, and the one that I really hope you do, and the one that we're going to talk about in class a lot, is Job. And that was Job from the Bible. And I put perhaps 2200 BC there. Now remember when I talked about Noah and I put a definitive date and I said I didn't know? Well, our team did a great deal of research on Job to figure out where to place him in our book, and it was very difficult. It's a lot of variance of when Bible scholars thought that Job was written. So we found this one scholar who had some pretty good evidence for why he said that Job was written this year. He said that it was when people inherited land. He said that it was before kings. He said that the way that Job described the social structure was about this time period. And so that's why we put Job there. Does that mean that our team was right? We don't know. It was the best that we could figure out at the time. So that may change. The Bible isn't going to change, but sometimes our dates are not going to be correct. So choose 2 from here, 2 dots here, and then try to do Job. Okay? I'll see you later. Bye-bye.